So this is what I managed to pick up. This is an Atari 2600, similar to the one that I had as a kid. Well, except for, I think the one that I had as a kid was, if I'm not mistaken, it was a heavy sixer. This is just a regular 4 switch with the 2 difficulties on the back. I did do a modification. It's kind of a sloppy job, but I did a modification to put a RF, to get rid of RF in favor of composite 1 audio jack. So, not perfect, but I got the job done. We did manage to get several different controllers, of course. We all know this basic iconic controller. I do have one of these TAC2's Suncom controllers, which have the button on both sides. Oh. I did end up with the standard driving controller. I can't actually find the paddle controllers that go with this system. I always end up finding the driving ones. The driving ones are not the self-centering ones. These are the ones that go all the way around. But I did manage to pick up this one from a Gemini system, which is another Atari clone console that I have seen but never actually owned one. But this one has the paddle controller on here, and then the directional controller, almost like kind of like the 7800, I believe. Had the little one there, or maybe more like a ColecoVision. This is actually a very good controller, and it is nice that I don't have to worry about pulling out that. So I managed to find several different games, but usually I use this one. This is an Uno cartridge. It's basically a SD cartridge. You can pretty much put everything on this thing, and you only need like a 1 gigabyte SSD. Not that they sell them that small anymore. And then just a few different games. So missile command, video pinball. So most of these, the better version of Pac-Man, the Miss Pac-Man cartridge. The worst version of Zaxxon. I haven't played half of these games, actually. Outlaw. MASH. The River Raid is probably the best shooter on the system. And the worst, most flickery version of Joust. Bowling. It's a pretty good Space Invaders one. And Combat is actually a tie-in cartridge with this, and then Indy 500. I actually got this one in the box. But the box is in kind of poor shape, but I managed to keep it with that box. Space War, Air Sea Battle. Video Olympics on this one. Let's see. Defender. Once again, that's a good game, but it's very flickery. It's not like the arcade version. And Slot Racers, of course. So that's pretty much it. And you can still find these for a pretty good price. I mean, I'm not going to say how much I got this one for, but it was actually fairly cheap. This is definitely a good time to start picking up Atari because the price of the games are coming down like crazy. It's not like Nintendo prices are right now. But that's what I managed to pick up. And I did manage to pick up this video touchpad as well. Don't know what it's used for. I don't know which games. I'm gonna have to look up. I know it was used for a programming cartridge at one time. But this is definitely a better solution than having to use like the Intellivision's built-in touchpad. Same thing with like the ColecoVision. This is a better solution. I thought that it was supposed to have a breakout box though that allows you to use a controller and this at the same time. But that's my most recent pickup of an old system. I definitely recommend getting into collecting for the Atari, like I said. Cheap games, and they're fun. And I would definitely recommend that Uno cartridge as well. But everybody stay safe in Plagueland, and I will see you in another one.